In my April 2026 bullet journal setup, I did a sort of hobonichi style inspired monthly theme. Today we're going to be making a weekly spread together and talking about my honest opinions on the hobonichi method, at least so far as what I've tried in these past couple of weeks. Now, if I open up my bullet journal and show you guys a flip through of all the spreads I've done in April so far, we have the cover page, of course, and then we have the big calendar, and this is starting to fill up a lot more than you probably saw it last in that video, because definitely some more dates and activities were added as the month went on. And then we kind of move into the weekly spreads pretty immediately. And every spread in the setup so far is going to have daily planning on the left side and then more of an organic, modular, open layout on the right. You'll see as I flip through, the bare bones of every spread is literally just a planner side on the left and then leaving the right side blank. During the week, I will fill in these spreads with my to-do lists, with my scrapbooking, my writing, my thoughts, my academic planning, things like that, as if this was an actual hobonichi like cousin notebook, but I'm just recreating the spreads in my own bullet journal just to test and see how much I would like it without actually, straying from my baby, my bullet journal itself. So we kind of flip back and forth between weekly spreads like this, which are vertical and they have time blocking on the sides that I can use if I want to or completely ignore. And then we also have, this is my current week, which is why it's like partially done, but we have these horizontal boxes that have sections for events and then just regular to-do lists. Now, today we're going to be working on this next spread in here. This is literally as basic as it gets, and I'll show you. I finished doing all of the spreads for April, so you can see that I basically just have my light gray fine liner outlining the spread itself. I leave space on the right for open-ended planning that I can do with what I wish. But we're gonna be doing this spread today. And I did write down, as you can see, like literally 2 things for Friday because I'm currently filming this on Thursday. So I wanted to write down a couple things that I needed to plan for Friday. But overall, this is pretty much a bare slate, and we have space to do whatever we want with this side of the spread. Now, the concept of just a blank spread can be really intimidating for me, and I'm sure many of you as well. So I'm very grateful to Hubman and Chub Girl because they sent me their Hobonichi Cousin subscription pack for May. And when I tell you this is perfect for my theme, I know that I'm currently filling out an April weekly spread, but it matches perfectly anyway because of the color palette. Let me just show you what is inside here. So when I open this package, we have, of course, their super cute thank you card and intro pages, but the most important thing in this package is this sleeve in this little binder insert, which by the way I love because the Hobonichi planners do have binder rings that you can literally just snap this into, and so it can flip with your journal. Obviously I don't have that here, but I think that's a really smart idea that they put the stickers and everything in that little folder. But anyway, we have 2 really cute stickers because their theme for their May subscription box is blueberry lemonade or blueberry harvest, and it's so cute. So we have these 2, and then we have this little notepad which is super cute. I love that you can use this for your bullet journal, or you can just rip them off and keep them on your desk. And then here we have a bunch of sticker sheets. The art style that they have is always so adorable. I'm loving this like super pop cute art style with the cows and the lemons, and like I said, the blue perfectly matches my theme so far for April. Those are all of the stickers that come in the Hobonichi pack, and then on the other side of the little file folder we have specifically the planner setup stickers. So we have things like the days of the week, the numbers, little calendars and things like that. And although this is technically a May theme, you notice that the calendars are not dated, so you can use this for calendars, habit tracking for whatever month of the year that you want to. We also have specific stickers that say like bill due. Down here you can see as well there's like to-do list, work, groceries, things like that. And then these squares are also just so cute to add extra decoration to your spreads. More days of the week, more random like circle stickers, heart stickers, more boxes you can fill in and label with whatever you want. And then once again, we have days of the week, weekend, and things like that. So overall, I'm obsessed. I think these are going to be so cute to make a spread with today. They have more subscriptions as well. If you're not into the Hobonichi, they do have just planner stickers, just sticker sheets. They have the biggest subscription where you can get all of it in one big box. If you're looking to bullet journal or use a Hobonichi planner and you just want easy ways to get a consistent theme and really cute decorations, this is 100% a wonderful idea in my opinion. So if you want to check out Hubman and Chub Girl, you can use my code MINGOSUB, which will be on the screen here and the description box below, and get 50% off your first subscription box of any tier. So that's such a steal, literally half off your first box. Link is down below. Let's get into actually making our weekly spread together. And I think the easiest place to start would just be to start with decorating this side of the spread. Because if you look at inspiration pictures for hobonichi planners, often people will add a bunch of stickers to this side, aka the side that's already like planned out for them, to add more decorations to kind of match what they can do with the freedom of a blank page on the right. So let's start with finding days of the weeks to use. We can either use these with the fruit, these ones with the cows. I think I'm just gonna prioritize the blue ones and then just mix and match from there. So I'm gonna use these stickers to basically cover the headers. Oh my goodness, my nails are not letting me pick up the sticker. To basically cover the headers that I've already written up here. Again, if this was in an actual like planner, everything would be printed for you, which is why like covering up my work is not as sad when you're using an actual planner because you didn't draw it yourself. The dimensions are not fitting perfectly here, but that's because, again, I drew this myself. If it was an actual hobonichi planner, these dimensions fit perfectly with the layouts and ratios that they have in their journals. Okay, there we go. Header is done. I'm thinking that I kind of want to use one of these weekend stickers to highlight obviously the weekend that's in the middle of this spread. Just because of how the days have been coordinating, I've been doing 4 days per spread, and so we just happen to have a weekend right in the middle here, and I think this would be a perfect place to just stick our little weekend sticker. Now, I actually have a very, very busy couple of days, specifically Friday and Monday, obviously, because I have like university on those days. Because I have this time blocking here on the left, I kind of want to utilize this to design how I'm going to lay out the rest of these little decorations. If I could have, I would have put a sticker behind this little FaceTime that I have scheduled, because I've already written it down. Unfortunately, we can't do that, but I do have meetings planned for Monday, so I think I will use these stickers over here. And I have a meeting at 11, so I'll just fill in like this box right here. That'll be my 11 o'clock. And then I have a 1 o'clock presentation, so let's use a different blue. Maybe this one with a cow on it, and I will put this over the 1 o'clock block. To kind of balance how heavy this side is looking, maybe we grab one of these larger stickers and fill in something on the bottom here. Maybe on Saturday, because I know I don't have much planned for that day. I kind of love this striped one. Oh my goodness, these nails are completely counterintuitive for doing this video. I like cannot pick any of these stickers up. There we go. I'm literally just gonna fill in like a random section at the bottom here because I know that my Saturday evening is gonna be really pretty empty as far as planning goes. It's just like my weekend, and I just wanna add some more color down here. Now Sunday is grocery day, so I think I'm gonna grab one of these grocery stickers and put that under Sunday. I literally could do it any time of the day, probably after church, but I'm gonna stick it up here anyway, and then maybe I could make a list below it of things I need to remember to pick up when I'm grocery shopping. Oh, you know, I'm also thinking, because I covered up the days of the week with my little stickers up there, maybe I use these days of the week stickers, cover up this 7 a.m. block, because I promise you, if I'm awake at 7 a.m., which is rare, I am not doing anything productive. Something about these stickers that you may not be able to notice, I just peeled the sticker completely off from the paper. These are actually not made of just plain paper. They are like paperish to the touch. You can write on them, but the stickers themselves are kind of thicker than normal paper, almost as if there's like a vinyl feeling to them. So they're very easy to peel off the paper if you make a mistake and need to reposition it. And it also means that they're very high quality and will not rip. Okay, since we're kind of at a good stopping point here, let me pull up my pen and start writing in my actual tasks that I need to do every single day this week. So I know here it's my CMC meeting at 11 a.m. And then here I have my presentation. Let me actually pull out one of these stickers again. I want to use one of these to-do lists. I'm gonna grab this one with the lemon on it because I want to use the darker blue. And I think I'm just gonna stick it right up here. There we go. And I'll just write to-do list on here. So I know that tomorrow specifically I need to do an internship application, finalize presentation, schedule a YouTube video, and work on marketing. Now on Saturday, I always have my new videos. Everything goes to plan. That's probably the video that you're seeing right now. So I'll just write honest thoughts about hobonichi. And I also need to post book content. Okay, for now we're gonna leave this side. I wanna come over here and add more details on this side as well, but I think we're just gonna speed through this because I wanna talk to you specifically about my pros and cons and neutral thoughts with hobonichi. That's why you're here, right? Is to talk about that. Again, I've only been using this hobonichi setup for the past like 3, maybe 4 weeks. So my first positive thought is that I love being able to have more space in my day-to-day because I've been dividing the spreads into like 4 days per spread instead of doing one spread per week where I have 7 boxes per spread, it allows me to have more space in every single day for planning, whether that's, task lists, events, or just like ample space for writing down extra scratch, I don't know, whatever's just brain dumping my thoughts. I like being able to give myself more space. You may also notice that my boxes are basically going margin to margin, like top to bottom of the spread, left to right. There is not much margin or border space at all, completely inspired by the style of the planners, of course, but I'm the kind of person that when I make bullet journaling spreads, I often have very big borders and margins because I like the negative space. But because of that, my boxes for every day to day are usually a lot smaller. And so being able to have almost a luxury amount of space is something that could be easily fixed if I really wanted to. But I love that about the hobonichi, that they just give you so much space. Speaking of space, because the right side of every spread is left empty, I've loved being able to track more personal thoughts on the right there. I'm the kind of person that I would love to be a daily journaler, like sit down and just write my thoughts down in my journal. And I do have a literally just writing journal, not a bullet journal, but just a writing journal that I do write my thoughts down in, but not nearly as often or frequently as I would like to in an ideal world. And so giving myself the space on the right side of every spread, approximately every 4 days, that's basically just empty for me to jot down my thoughts. It's honestly been kind of nice. It could be something more serious, more personal, like my mindset that week, my gratitude or whatever, but I found myself also recently tracking my interests. Like if I finished a book that I really loved, I will write a little synopsis about it, or I'll write a little paragraph of my thoughts in my bullet journal here. Or when BTS's new album Arirang came out, I was and have been still obsessed with it completely, and so I've been journaling about that as well in my spreads. Now, I talked about in my recent reading journal spread how much I don't want to force myself to be writing paragraphs or almost short essays about like my books or my music or things like that if I don't feel like it. I don't want to force myself to be doing that for every single book that I read because it just gets to be too much. But if I'm in the mood for it, then I have the option to do it in this bullet journal. And because it's done in such short notice, like my interests are correlating with these 4 days on the left side of the spread, I can very, very easily connect like my interests or my thoughts that week or the music I was listening to or what hobbies I was doing or new recipes I was trying or things like that. They are 100% attached to these singular 4 days, right? So if I come back to this journal in a couple of years, it's more than just, hey, I loved listening to BTS in 2026. It's like this album came out on this specific week. I bought the vinyl on this specific day. I have the receipt for it pasted in right here. And I get to write about my thoughts that I thought of the literal week that it came out. Like that whole process is something that I'm loving, and it's perfect for tracking memories and things like that. My last positive probably here is that I don't have to think about new layouts. Whenever I set up my bullet journal for April, I did it on camera, obviously, like I always do. And I did like the first couple of spreads, but then after I stopped filming, I went through and created the rest of the weekly spreads for the rest of the month because it's literally just repeating the same either vertical or horizontal box layout every single page. And it took me like maybe an hour max to do all of that. Obviously, it's a lot of like lines and charts and graphs and whatever, but in the grand scheme of things, it's so easy. It's tedious, it's mind-numbing, which is a good thing because it's just like an easy way to turn my brain off and just make a couple of spreads. And overall, when I'm going on my week to week, I don't have to think every Sunday what should be my new weekly layout. Or even if I did my weekly spreads all at once, which I've been doing for the past couple of months now, I don't have to think of new designs. I'm literally just copying what Hobonichi already created and recreating it in my journal. And so if I hypothetically had a Hobonichi cousin or a Hobonichi planner, since the spreads are already drawn out for me, that's even less work. I literally just have to go in and write my to-do lists and decorate if I want to. So I 100% see the incentive of getting a planner like that instead of having to draw out your own spreads with your bullet journal. There's definitely quite an advantage there. However, my current disadvantages with the Hobonichi setup, number one, is that if I am busy, it is yet another task to fill in everything. And I'm not even talking about like making the spread itself, because when I do my bullet journal, I'm always making the spreads, right? That's how it works. I make the spread, I fill it in. But specifically with Hobonichi, because I'm doing more spreads, because every spread is every 4 days, not every 7 days, it means that specifically for the right-hand side of the page, I am doing a little bit of scrapbooking or a little bit of writing every couple of days. And it's good to keep track of memories and stuff like that and to build that habit of daily and consistent journaling. But on the other hand, there's always a drawback, right? say, and that is that if I'm super busy one week, doing the scrapbooking almost feels like an extra chore, because it's like I know that I'm gonna have to show these spreads on camera. I wanna make sure that they look good, so I need to make sure that they're decorated, but it's just like another thing that I have to go and do, and then 4 days later I have to do it again, you know? So if I'm really in the mood, I love it, but if I'm busy or a little bit overwhelmed, it does become a little bit arduous to pull out my scrapbooking and to make more decorations when I don't really have the time to do it. And then my other disadvantage would probably just be that it is not as artistic, which I knew going into it, of course, that when I scrapbook, it's usually less artistic. I'm not saying that scrapbooking is not an art. I love scrapbooking and I love watching other people scrapbook. I'm just saying that most of the scrapbooking is just like stickers, pictures, ephemera, washi tape, things like that. And I have actually been able to include like receipts and things, which I think is so much fun, but I'm not pushing myself with my drawing abilities or my illustration abilities this month. I mean, clearly, right? I'm doing, scrapbooking. That's kind of the point. But part of me also misses like having more detailed drawings that I spend a lot of time on and then come back and look at and I'm very proud of. That's one of the things that I love about some of my favorite bullet journaling spreads, are just the fact that they have so much art that I poured my heart into, and I get to go look back and touch them and look at them, and it's so special. So I'm loving making these hobonichi style spreads, but I am missing the artwork a little bit. And so I've been kind of thinking of ways to combine the more detailed artwork with this hobonichi style layout potentially for May. I still have another week-ish before I film that setup, so I'm gonna have to think about that over the next couple of days and how I wanna blend things together. And it's always a trial and error process as well. It's never gonna be 100% perfect on the first try, the third try, the 10th try maybe. But that's why I'm just giving you guys this video to tell you my honest thoughts, to show you my process that I'm working through, and to take you guys along with the journey as I'm evolving my spreads and seeing what system best works for me. Okay, so this is where we're at with the current spread. I honestly filled in a little more than I was anticipating, but because Friday is literally tomorrow, I feel like it was valid for me to write down this stuff over here. So I added a little bit more stickers to the left side and put a little playlist thing here. Random idea I had, but I think it could be really fun to just fill in some space in a weekly section that's more blank, because I didn't have anything planned for like Friday morning. So Outro Tier was playing today, one of my favorite songs by BTS. Honestly, I just love them so much. Can you tell that I'm in like an era right now? Like, I'm back in my BTS era. I've been a fan since 2020, but like the obsession has reignited with Aridang out. So anyway, that's up here. And then I added a couple more tasks and things like that on this side, but overall I want to leave a lot of space blank because again, this is this upcoming weekend, but I still probably am going to add some more things in here. Like, I want to add a little bit of a grocery list if I have any more tasks or if I have any more plans for Monday, which because it's school, this will inevitably fill up with homework and things like that. I want to leave some blank space for me to actually fill in when I get to these particular days. Now on the right, I also would want to add some blank space, but I ended up not really. I have my big notes section here, which I'm doing for academic and week brain dump. So I have a bunch of tasks here. I have space to add more, but to be honest, like, I already know what my biggest tasks are right now, and that's these big 4 things, and getting a head start during the weekend would probably be the best use of my time. So that's like a little note section here. I have a little reminder up here that everything is in God's hands, because with such a busy week, I feel like it'd be a good thing to keep that in mind. And then down here, I'm doing a little bit of a like my interests. I was supposed to put an S there. I didn't have enough space. I should have penciled it out first, but whatever. We have my interest singular. And this is where I could put things like what books I'm reading or things like that. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm filming a reading vlog right now for my other channel that you will see in a few weeks. And I am absolutely despising the book that I'm reading right now. Again, you will hear all about it soon, but I didn't want to write down like what I'm reading because I'm hating that book. So instead I wrote down the fact that Jimin and JK from BTS, once again we're talking about BTS, have a show called Are You Sure on Disney Plus that I didn't even know about. And I found out like yesterday and I started watching, and it is so funny. I love it. It's basically just them traveling together, and it's literally 8 episodes per season. There's 2 seasons. That's like 16 hours of domesticated BTS. What more could you ask for? So yeah, this is like my current obsession. I know I'm gonna be binging this show this weekend, so I wrote just a little bit about that down here. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. It will be filled in more later, as you well know, but I want to give a huge shout out to Hubman and Chub Girl for sending me this pack. It obviously made made this spread 10 times easier to fill out. Use my code MINGOSUB to get your first subscription box of any tier for half off. Such an amazing steal. Thank you to them for sponsoring, and thank you to you guys for watching. I will see you very soon.